Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health risk for January 31st, 2026. We do keep additional graphics available at tpatw.com, and we maintain a patient weather storefront on Amazon. Amazon purchases made through our patient weather storefront support the activities of patient weather. Looking at the surface map for the 31st, actually very little to talk about, and that again is a misnomer because it's high pressure dominating almost the entire swath of the country. We have a little bit of unsettled weather in the Pacific Northwest with that ongoing frontal attack as usual. A pretense of a warm front here in the plains with a little unsettled weather up and down the plains from Nebraska into the Dakotas. The most amazing feature, of course, is a Carolina blizzard, and we have that low pressure just off the Carolina coast trying to push away, but really bringing unsettled weather into the eastern Atlantic. Looking at our vitality index, the measure of unsettled weather and what it does to the human body, we see we have three focuses of attention, mainly here in the northern plains. We have a swath of really chilly weather, a shiver in the south, all the way from Texas, Oklahoma, across to Florida, Georgia. We do have that low pressure off the Carolina coast, causing all kind of unsettled weather here and that Carolina blizzard. And then we have this system up here out of Maine trying to slip away into the North Atlantic. Looking at pressure change, falling pressure, likely here in the Pacific Northwest, and notice one interesting little area of falling pressure here in the interior of northern and central California. Very intense low pressure or falling low pressure here from Nebraska through the Dakotas into Minnesota. And of course, we have to talk about that Carolina blizzard, falling pressure from South Carolina through eastern North Carolina up into Virginia and picking up portions of Maryland, not quite making its way into Pennsylvania. We have rising pressure here from Texas across to Alabama, reaching on up into Tennessee, and we have rising pressure here in Maine moving away into southeastern Canada. Temperatures, very, very interesting temperatures with a touch of a warm up here in the Dakotas, but it's been so cold up there, warming up will hardly be noticed. We do have that deep chill all the way across Dallas, all the way across the Gulf through the southern aspects of Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, a real sharp chill here in Georgia, and note, really, really, really shivering cold all the way down through Florida and reaching on into the Carolinas. Just a touch of a warm up here in the middle Atlantic states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Looking at dew point temperature change, very much supportive of what we talked about with the temperature change, falling dew points across the south, rising dew points here in the northern plains, and rising dew points here, but right on the Carolina coast. Kind of interesting to see all this rising temperatures, and we're talking about blizzard. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, you'll note we have that significant risk of migraine across from Texas and Oklahoma, all across the Gulf, including Tennessee up into Kentucky, really sharp all the way through the tip of Florida, and actually even down to into Cuba. We do have some migraine risk here in the Northeast, but really concentrating in southeastern Canada, just touching down into northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and portions of Maine. Note we have the risk of asthma and arthritis here in the Pacific Northwest, a touch of that across the Four Corners, and significantly falling, a risk of asthma right here off the Carolina coast, but extending on into Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Long Island. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, let us know where you're located.